Tensions are rising in Newham West as the British National Party announces its intention to hold a counter-march in defence of freedom of speech.
You going on that, Danny?
Controversy arose.
It is outrageous.
I'm only kidding.
Islam, showing a love story between a Muslim woman and a Hindu
Just
man.
what we needed.
A statement from...
See, what I don't understand is why the film company doesn't just back down. There's going to be violence. No film's worth that. You might be right.
Meanwhile, Lily Garney, author of The Dishonoured, has denounced the BNP intervention as provocative and called for calm. But she's also defended her right to artistic expression.
Really simple, right? Is here artistic freedom worth more than the rights of Joe's constituents?
Except there is no right not to be offended. Yes. It's a journalist from the Gazette.
Tell them I will be releasing my statement tomorrow afternoon after my meeting with Ahmed Hussein.
What? That shyster's coming here.
He has a right to be heard.
Yes, shame he doesn't extend that right to others.
Danny, I think you have a journalist on the line.
Hello, Michael. Yeah, Joe will be releasing her statement tomorrow afternoon.
James?
Lunch with a lobbyist.
Oh, yes. Yes, he did say.
You want to leave a message?
No, it's not important.
Checking James wasn't lying about his lunch.
Probably. Not going to be a happy bunny when the story breaks.
Well, that was excellent. And I'd be happy to have lunch with Bill Greening. Our legislative agenda on biotechnology is pretty much a blank page.
Well, that is a shame, what with all your other policies being so well fleshed out.
And perhaps we should take a leaf out of the government's book and set up a task force.
Please, you got me banged to rights, no more task forces. Yeah.
Excuse me.
The people's lobbyist.
And a journalist to the ruling classes.
Do your new Labour clients know that you're expense accounting Tory MPs?
Certainly hope so. Might get their attention.
What are you up to next week?
What do you have in mind?
Game of Connect 4. What do you think?
I don't know. I'll check the diary, see if it's Fuckatory week. Joke.
Hello, Sophie.
Hey, James.
You had your hair done. Looks lovely.
This gentleman could learn from your exquisite manners.
Well, the elephant in the room is that he's not really one of us, Sophie.
Anyway, I have an impatient editor to return to. Nice to see you, James.
And you.
Scott.
I'll call you.
Whenever.
Is George Morgan the Mr. Bounderby of British politics?
Likes to claim he was brought up in shoebox eating cool. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Ashika Chandramani. Okay. Right. What's it about? All right. George wants to see me.
You think?
I don't know.
I mean, if it all kicks off, James will be able to protect you, ain't he?
I don't know.
What are you going to do?
Have you seen this? It is partly true, although I did live on the estate for the first couple of years of my life. That doesn't matter, though. I do care, however, about my mum being dragged into things.
It's nothing. It's just chatter. I mean, I thought the tone was more humorous than malicious.
She did bring me up on her own. And she made huge sacrifices for me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
My dad, nowhere to be seen. He walked out when I was just a kid. My mum had been a dinner lady, but she was promoted. She'll be upset.
But, you know, you say things and they acquire a truth because they're a little bit true. But maybe I have used her for political gain, and that's not right. Somebody will pay for this.
Do you know...
The trouble with being Mia Sheikha is that there's a bloody long list of suspects to round up. Anyway, that's not for you to worry about. I've asked you to come and see me because I gather there was an incident in a pub the other night.
An incident?
Someone who was present tells me that Richard Bracewell, my chief of staff, made comments towards you which might be considered racialist.
Oh. Well, no, that was more banter, really.
I won't have it. I have taken into account Richard's drunkenness and the fact that I know he doesn't really have a problem with all that. He had a girlfriend once, from Tahiti, I think. Pretty girl. Anyway, he'll be writing you a formal letter of apology. I just wanted you to know that.
That's really not necessary.
Yes. It is.
Well, and you skulked down there thinking that he was...
James, it's not funny.
No, of course not.
He's really upset.
Well, George, right, you've never heard his collection of after-dinner jokes, then?
Still, he was mortified about his mother, and it felt... dirty.
Politics sometimes is.
And if he had called me down there because he knew we'd leaked it, would you have protected me?
You didn't know, and there's no way he could prove a thing.
That's not what I asked you.
You know, recently you've been quite difficult.
Well, then why don't you try placating me with a jar of homemade honey made by your wife?
What?
You heard me.
She didn't make it.
James, you're lying.
No, I'm not, but I think it'd be better if people in the corridor didn't hear raised voices. We'll talk about this later.
No, we'll talk about...
Mr. Hussain, I'm sorry to have made you wait. Had to take that phone call.
Is it Muzz or Mrs. Porter?
I prefer Joe.
Well, then you must call me Ahmed.
Very good. Tea? Coffee? We may even want a biscuit.
Tea would be lovely.
You're good. Kirsty?
Thought we'd be meeting you in the Home Office.
This is a constituency matter. Besides, it's much more relaxed over here. Now, how are we going to sort this mess out?
You must make a statement.
I certainly intend to.
Oh, Sheikha, you saw George, right?
Yeah.
You told you I'd be writing an apology.
I said there was no need.
No, don't worry, I'll write it, it's no problem. Just remember one thing, though. You put one foot out of step, I find the tiniest speck of dirt on you, and I'll fuck you over, you jumped-up little bitch.
So, I'll be making a statement this afternoon. I'm glad you agree on the content.
I think you should also directly ask the film company to reconsider their decision.
I'll certainly do that. Shall we wait on that until after the dialogue meeting tonight?
And that meeting will accomplish nothing.
Oh, let's not be pessimistic. We must just hope it passes off without any violence. That'll have to wait.
I've made my views on that very clear.
Yes, you have. I'm sorry, I must cut this short. Is Sylvia Brown downstairs yet? I have a meeting with a woman whose daughter was killed in the latest Egyptian hotel bombings. She has great faith, but it's been sorely tested recently. Well, thank you for your...
She should blame this government, not her God.
I rather think she blames the terrorists who blew up her daughter.
As a result of your foreign policy.
Well, that's,
Well, luckily that topic's a bit bigger than you and me. Start debating foreign policy and we'll be here all morning. Now, if you'll excuse...
You bring it on yourselves, you know that.
I don't agree. But as I say, my only concern right now is ensuring that tonight's meeting passes off peacefully.
Well, I wouldn't count on that either.
You wouldn't. Oh, well.
Let them all come. Film crew, author. They'll find out tonight just how welcome they are.
You think there will be violence?
I guarantee it.
I shall pass on that threat to the borough's police commander.
That wasn't a threat.
Sounded like one to me. He might want to cancel the meeting if he thinks your threat has credibility. Okay, we're done here. You minuted all of that, right, Kirsty?